Hi, my magical creatures, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so from the title of this video, I already know I'm probably gonna get like hate comments or people are just gonna like judge the mess out of me. I just here to let y'all know whenever I do a story time video, I'm it's the truth and it happened and it's my experience. Because I know in the last video a lot of y'all felt some type of way about it, want to send me death threats and all that stuff. It's the truth. Everything I tell y'all, I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm only telling my story and my experiences in order for y'all to take from and learn from. So with that being said, I'm not perfect. Some things I've done in the past, y'all may not agree with, but I just feel like some of y'all are going too overboard with just constantly just saying crazy out of pocket stuff. But with that being said, let's continue with the story time. So, okay. So I was working at Twin Peaks, right? And there was my regular, he would like come in all the time. He would just tip me a lot of money. And he just really loved me. He really cared about me. He really liked me. And, I really liked him too. I never wanted to like go out in public with him or anything like that. So like he would just always come in and, I would talk to him and, I'll do my job, whatever. But yeah, so for like a whole year, you guys, like he would just like every day when I would work, he would just come in, tip me, and like we would just talk. And for a whole year, this guy was just persistent. Like, he's always like asking me, like, so I had a texting app number. So all my regulars and stuff like that, they had the texting app number on this little texting app thing. I did not give out my personal real number. So I would just text them off the app or whatever like that. And that's how I would let them know, like, hey, I'm coming in. So you want to come see me, whatever, come through, stuff like that. And that's how I was making, that's how I got my money. So, what was I gonna say? So after that, so what happened, was that, I was living with a family member and I was paying, my rent. I was cleaning the house up. I was doing my part. It was just, whatever I did was just never enough for this family member. And so I was out and then I'm an adult. I pay for my own stuff. I paid you rent and, I cleaned the whole house up. The other person that was living there doesn't do anything and you never talk to them crazy, but you want to come after me. So, I was out and then this family member told me that I need to come home right now. I shouldn't be out late or whatever like that. And I'm like, no. So I basically said what I just told y'all. Like, I clean, I pay my rent, I'm an adult, like, you doing the most. So this person wanted to be like, well, you can't live here if you don't want to sit here and come home and all this stuff. And something snapped in me. Something just snapped. Like, I was just so like tired of it. I was just like, whatever I do is just, you're always gonna be unhappy. So I just basically told this person, I'm like, no, I'm not coming home. And then this person was going off the deep end talking about oh, you need to pack your things and then you need to get out and like all this stuff. And I don't know what this person was on. I've never disrespected this person. I'm a very easygoing person. I get along with people, but and it was a thing too, like this person didn't want me working at Twin Peaks. That was a thing too. So this person was just finding all types of excuses just so like this person can control me and have control over me. So that's why I'm very independent now. I don't like people telling me what to do. I do whatever I want to do. So, and when I do it. So what was I gonna say? So basically I didn't come home. This person was telling me to get out, all this stuff. So at this point, you know what? I was done living there. I was just done with it. Every time I would go back home, I would just feel mentally and spiritually sick because I just can't deal the energy this person gave off. I felt so sick around them. And so, I basically was staying in my car. I was like in my car for like 4 hours. And the next thing I know, we're gonna call my regular John. We're gonna call him John. So John texted me and was like, hey, where are you? Like, aren't you supposed to be at work? And oh yeah, even the managers were like, where are you? Like, you know, like, where are you at? This is not you. You always come in. I was like, oh, I just got kicked out of my house, you know, whatever. So, you know, and the thing is, you guys, like, I could have went back easily and just stayed, because in California, you have to give them 30 days for them to leave. Like, they just can't kick you flat out like that. I know the rules, I know the laws, but my thing is, I really was just done. I really just did not want to go back, and I was having problems with the other person that was living there too. So I was like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I don't need this. So I basically was in my car for like 4 hours. So John texted me, was like, where are you? Like, you know, I want to sit in your section. And at this time, you guys, I was a waitress too. So he was like, I want to sit in your section. And I just told him, I was like, look, I got kicked out. So he was like, what are you going to do? I was like, I'm just going to stay in my car. Like, I really don't know what I'm going to do, but like, I'm staying in my car. I don't feel good today, so I'm taking the day off, you know, whatever. So he said, no, you're not. You're going to come over to my house and, you know, let's just talk. Like, let's just talk about your options. Let's, you know what I'm saying? And I've known this man for like a year now. I was a little like, ooh, I don't want to go to his house. But I known John for a little bit. And a little backstory on John, you guys. John was, he was in the military. So I know some of y'all are going to be like, oh, you're making this up, whatever. I'm just telling y'all what this man told me. Y'all have your own opinions about it, but this is what this man told me. He basically was in the military at 18. He was a sniper. That's what he told me. And that, like, yeah, he did stuff in the military and stuff like that. What was I gonna say? Also too, like, this is when, like, because I've told people this story and a lot of people are like laughing, saying it's not true, whatever. But this is what he told me. He said that he was like in, I think, South America or something like that, and he had doing stuff with Pablo Escobar and like all this stuff, saying like he could have took him out if he wanted to, like all this stuff. And like over time, I've always would re-ask him the stories and stuff, and like the stories would never change. So people say he's lying. I don't know. But I just think it's kind of, I don't know, interesting. So that's what he says, and that's the story that he sticks to this day. So like he was a sniper in the military, and there was things with Pablo Escobar, and like he could have taken him out if he had the chance, and like all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was just trying to get in my pants and be like, oh my God, you know, stuff like that. But that's the story, and he's sticking to it. So, what else? Also, too, he has PTSD, you guys. He does have PTSD. I asked him, I said, are you the type of man that will like go off and like beat somebody up, woman, child, whatever? He said no. Like when he has it, it's like he goes like curls up in a ball. That's what he told me. And this man is like 6'3". He's a big old guy. What else? He's very non-emotional. He does not get emotional. Like, he is a man. Like, yeah. So he does not get emotional or anything like that. But my personal belief, so I'm into astrology. I'm an Aries. He was a Libra. Libras and Aries are like #1 compatibility. We're opposite signs, and they say that opposites do attract. And I didn't think it's so crazy because every Libra that I've met in my life, I've always gotten along with them. I've always built some kind of like little connection with them. It's really weird. Like the OG guy that I was telling y'all in my last video, he was a Libra. And you know, that was a special connection we had. My great grandfather, Libra, loved him. My teacher was a Libra. I really loved her. I just felt like we were really close and stuff. It's just that I don't know. I believe in astrology. So anyways, so basically, by the way, no one knew I was trans or anything like that and he didn't know I was trans. So don't do what I did, but I ended up going to his house. I ended up telling him, you know, what was going on, stuff like that. So he just basically said, like, I want you to stay here until you can find your own place or, like, you know, figure something out. So I was like, okay, whatever. I was like, do I really want to sit in my hot car all day or do, you know, I want to stay in his nice conditioned house? So I was like, all right, whatever. So that settled. I was literally homeless for like 4 hours, but I stayed in his house, y'all. So like he was really nice, you know. I was there at his place for like 2 weeks. I didn't do anything with him. He did not try to force himself on me. What else? Like he was really nice. Like he was really cool. He said I can stay here as long as I need to. He said I don't want to have sex with you because of you're not in the right mind, and I don't want to like add on to what you're going through and stuff like that. That's what he told me. And I was like, all right, cool. Stuff like that. And, growing up, I didn't have a father growing up. So like, I don't know. I think I had like daddy issues or whatever. So like, I don't know. I just felt like a little girl. And then like, I would just sleep in his bed. Like he would not mess with me, you guys. Like I'm very real and upfront. He just laid there and, I just slept there and, I just felt all safe and, he made sure I was good, protected me, made me feel safe, stuff like that. And, he would just take me out. I didn't have anything. I didn't even go home. Like, y'all, he took me to Target. He bought me like underwear, like panties and, like anything that I needed. Like he would just go get it. He really took care of me, you guys, and I just thought that was so nice of him. So yeah, I was over here calling friends and stuff saying like, girl, can I move in with you? Can I stay with you for a little bit? Like I'm really not trying to go back home, stuff like that. And they were just telling me things like, girl, like, does he know your tea and all that? I was like, bitch, no. All this stuff. And this was back when I still had a penis, you guys. I don't know how, like, I was able to get away with that. I don't know how, like, I felt like maybe he low-key kind of knew, but, he knows now, and, like, he was like, I didn't even know, because I would literally I kept it tucked, like, 24 hours. Like, I would go to the bathroom, check on it, tuck it, whatever. I was sleeping with this man, everything, guys. So, what else? Like he had this dog too. Like he has like a German Shepherd dog. So I would always play with her all the time. And what else? Like he was just a really good guy. Like he, would do his own thing. I would stay in the house. So after 2 weeks, my friends were just telling me like, girl, get out of there. Like don't, like, this is scary. Like I don't want to see you get killed. Because this man did, like, he had a firearm, like, license to carry. And then, like, just, like, him having PTSD, and, like, he said he would never hit a woman, none of that, but, like, I was just playing with fire at this point, you guys, and, I was there for 2 weeks. I ended up, after 2 weeks, I kind of just, my family member was just saying, like, just come home, like, let's just talk about it, like, please. And then all of a sudden now this person's tone had changed, and so I was like, yeah, I think it's time for me to go back home. So basically, what happened, so after 2 weeks I started, like, I had all my bags and stuff like that. So when I was staying with John, I did go back, home, get some things, and then I came back because, stuff like that. So within those 2 weeks, I did have like some bags that I got, when I was staying there. I would just go pick things up and then, leave. So after that happened, he got really sad, you guys. And I felt kind of sad because, I don't want to get emotional or anything like that, but like, I could just tell like he really wanted like a friend, and like, he just, I don't know. I just felt like, I don't know. I felt like he doesn't talk about his emotions and stuff like that, but I felt like me being there, like I kind of did him a favor, and I don't know, we got like really close, we were really close and stuff like that. And what else? I told him, I said, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be back, I just said this is some things I need to clear up back at home. But I did tell him, I said, you'll see me again. And I promise you, I'm not going to ghost you or leave you, And I let him know too, like, I think we were like sleeping in the bed one time, and then like, they call it pillow talk or whatever. But he did tell me, he said, I asked him, I said, why are you helping me? Like, I'm not doing anything for you, stuff like that. And he said, to be honest, like, I just love and care about you. And, I want to see your dreams come true. And, I want you to be happy, stuff like that. And, and I just told him, I said, I appreciate that. And, that means a lot. And I said, I do care about you too. And, I told him, I said, I don't know why you just sit in that restaurant all day long giving girls money and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but I'm just letting you know those girls are just there to use you. I really feel like those girls don't give a fuck about you. And he said, I know, and it's fine. So I just said, I care about you and I don't want to see anyone take advantage of you. Because I said, what you're doing for me right now, I feel like any other type of girl would be taking mad advantage of you right now. And I told him, I said, that is not my intention and that's not what I want to do to you. And he basically said, he said, no, I understand. And he said, thank you for that. So basically, after that, I went back home. So like, I think a month later, something happened at home again, and I basically got into it with two of the people that was staying there. And basically, I said, "F this, I'm leaving." And then I called John up, and I was like, "John, I'm done living here. Like, no, like all this stuff." And by the way, John did tell me that I can rent a room out in his house. That's what he told me. He said, you can stay here, you can rent a room out, whatever, whoop de whoop. So, but this time, y'all, the car was still registered in someone else's name. So basically this person told me, you're not taking the car, da 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 da. I was like, that's my car. I've had it since I was 16. I paid for all the damages, the maintenance on it and stuff like that. And you just gave it to me. So like, you got me bent. So I said, you know what, keep the car. I said, keep the car. And so, because you're not about to control me and you're not about to dangle stuff over my head. You're just not going to do that. So, basically now I have a car and it's in my name. But at that time, so John came pick me up at my house. I do everything I could in his car. My family members were like talking to him, like, who are you and what are you doing with my granddaughter and like all this stuff. And I basically, well, I'm ready to go. So they were begging me not to get in his car and all this stuff. And I was like, no, I'm out of here. And I basically got in his car and I left. And then what happened? Basically we take off, we leave. I'm crying. I'm just upset. This is too much. Like I did everything I possibly could to get along with everybody. And it just was time for me to go. And so I stayed at his house again. This man still don't know I'm trans. Like, I still like had a penis and everything at that time. And, I'd stay there for like another 2 weeks. Yeah, I got into like a lot of trouble and stuff like that. So I needed money to like pay things off. Nothing crazy, y'all. Like, it was just like I got a ticket and stuff like that. And like, yeah, this family member was like, if you want to continue to work at Twin Peaks, then you can't live here and all this stuff. And I was like, well, this is my only source of income right now. I have tickets that I need to pay off, like car tickets and stuff like that. And they just basically, this person was just not having it with me. This person was just not being reasonable. This person was not understanding, So yeah, that's how the fight started. And then know that my great grandma died, y'all. So like, yeah, there was a lot of issues going on, and it was everything just, yeah, it was a big blowout. So, what happened? So then after that, I stayed with him for another 2 weeks, same routine, but this time I didn't have a car. So he was letting me drive his car to work and stuff like that. So, and then what else? Like, I wasn't making as much money. I was really trying to pay off these tickets that I had and stuff like that. And then, like, he was just buying me food and, stuff like that. And then, like, I don't know, I just was not in the right mind. I just kind of wasn't the same, like the girl that he fell in love with. Like, the girl he fell in love with was independent, was working hard, stuff like that. Now I'm over here, I felt like a leech, and I'm leeching off of him at this point, y'all. And it's just the worst feeling ever, because I'm used to just doing things on my own and not needing anyone. And yeah, and then at that point too, like, I wasn't having sex with him at all and stuff like that. Like, he just kind of got like, he didn't say that he wanted to do that with me, but like, I don't know, like, he just was kind of like, if she's not giving it up, then, So after 2 weeks of staying there with him, I tried to contact that family member, like, hey, I'm ready to come back home, stuff like that. And then this person was like, no, stay out. So I was just like, okay. And so this time I like had to figure something out. So all of a sudden he flips out, y'all. He flips out. His sister was had a drug overdose, and all his brothers and sisters have passed away. He's like the only one, and his sister surviving. They don't really talk, but she had a drug overdose and she was in the hospital in a coma. So he's flipping out, he's crying. I'm on the bed with the dog and he's flipping out, and I never seen him act like this. He's crying and I was really uncomfortable, and he's just flipping out, y'all. And I was just very quiet. I was just looking at him, pacing back and forth. And he started packing a bag. He's like, I gotta go check on my sister, stuff like that. So John basically, y'all, like I said, okay, well, he said he's gonna be gone for probably like a week. He don't know how long he's gonna be gone. So I was like, okay, well, I'll stay here and watch your dog. And then he basically said, no, like, you gotta go. And I'm like, me? And he over here talking about something, he gonna take care of me and that he want the best for me, all this stuff, y'all. So at this point, I was heated. And so I didn't say anything. I literally was like, I'm gonna get the out of his house. Like, I need to go. So basically what happened, y'all, it was crazy. So what happened, I ended up calling my friend, and thank God she picked up, and she was gonna let me stay with her. Yes. And so I ended up staying with her for a day, and then she ended up needing her and her boyfriend were gonna go on a trip or something like that. So I basically, all the little money that I did have, y'all, I got a motel, y'all, and I stayed in a motel for a day. And basically I told the situation to my family member. I was like, yeah, like I need to come back. Like, it's either that or I'm about to be on the streets. So basically, thank God this person had a change of heart and let me back in. But this time I got my SHIT together and I saved up all the money that I could. I just played the game in the house. Y'all want to come after me. Y'all want to feel some type of way because I'm transgender, and y'all feel some type of way about it. Yes, I'm using the T card because that's what was part of what was going on. But wait. Okay, yeah, sorry you guys. My camera overheated. So basically, yeah, so those, I feel like, they just didn't understand, me being trans and, all that stuff. So, what was I gonna say? So yeah, so after that, you guys, I want to say like a couple weeks later, I ended up really like distancing myself from John. Basically like 2 weeks later, you guys, his sister ended up fine. She was fine and all that. And then he tried hitting me up and was like, oh, I can drive to you and like come see you and all that stuff. And I was like, no, I think it's fine. It's fine. Like, I'm good. And then he's like, well, I can get a hotel, down there, and you can come over and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then he basically was like, like, I basically like really just started like focusing on myself. I just stopped, caring so much about other people, because I felt when he did that, y'all, I felt really backstabbed and I felt pretty hurt. I let him know. I said, I'm just coming to you as an adult to adult. I just said, like, you told me that, that I could, stay with you and, rent a room from you, stuff like that. And I told him that, and I said, I felt like you kind of backstabbed me when you told me to just leave, because your sister, was in the hospital, stuff like that. And he said, I understand. And, there was nothing he could really say to that, So after that, y'all, like, I got surgery. So I ended up leaving that job. I ended up getting surgery, got the vagina surgery. Over that, COVID happened, y'all. So basically, me and him reconnected. We talked again, whatever. So during COVID, like, I was hanging out at John's house. So, we talked because, we still friends and stuff. Not anymore. But basically, enough was enough. I ended up telling him I was, transgender, stuff like that. I wasn't even working at that restaurant anymore, y'all. So basically, I really liked him. I really cared about him, stuff like that. He still goes to Twin Peaks to this day and, want to have a beer or whatever and talk to the other girls. But over here, he still want to mess with me and want to be with me. So I told him, I said, it was really messed up what those girls did to me at that restaurant. And, I said, if you want to go to Hooters, that's fine. But if you go to Twin Peaks, you know what? Like, why are you going to a place that, and you're supporting them where they did horrible things to me and you say you love me and care about me and stuff like that? I don't want you going over there. If you want to go to Hooters to get a beer, that's fine. But Twin Peaks, no. I don't want you going over there. You want to mess with me and then you want to go to Twin Peaks? No, it don't work like that. And then he's talking about oh, well, you should have, he just, at that point, he was like, no, he said, I still want to go to Twin Peaks, but I still, care about you and like you. What I do over there don't mean nothing. So I was like, you know what? No, I am not playing this game. I'm irritated with those girls over there. You want to go over there. You're supposed to be my friend and stuff like that. And you want to go over there. And then, yeah, no. So basically, y'all, it was whatever. Basically, I stopped talking to him. He stopped talking to me. He's still on my Instagram watching all my stories and all this stuff. Every once in a great while, he'll say like things like, do you miss me yet? Like all this stuff. I'm like, no. So y'all, and plus not only that, I got drunk, y'all. And I drunk called him. I think it was like 4 months ago, but I was like, what are you doing? Like, I want to see you, all this stuff. He was like, yeah, like, yeah, on Monday when I get back, I'm just out golfing with friends when I get back. Like, yeah, we'll do something. Y'all, he ain't never called me back. None of that. So, but, that's whatever. It is what it is. But basically, that's what happened, y'all. He did, after, I got my own place and all that, I did tell him. And, he was just like, yeah, I kind of figured, but not really. To be honest, y'all, he didn't care. I got lucky. He didn't even care, y'all. So, yeah. But hopefully what I learned from this, you guys, is that number one, be independent. Always rely on yourself. Never rely on another person. Number two, if you're trans, I would just don't work at a place where like, it could jeopardize your safety. That's, number two. Number three, whenever you meet any type of man, like when you're having some kind of romantic relationship or it's heading over there, you need to tell him that you're trans up front because, you just never know. Stuff like that. And, like I said, I learned from my mistakes. I will not be repeating them. I'm putting this story out there for y'all to learn from and to grow from. And also, too, it was a crazy, little story time or whatever. But, yeah, I learned and I grow from it. And when I tell y'all these story times, I'm still human. I'm not perfect. So, you know what I'm saying? So, I love you guys. And, new content coming out every week on Wednesdays. And I love you guys. Stay magical. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share and comment and like and subscribe. All that great stuff. Hit the bell notification. Love you guys. Stay magical.